welcome to an Everyday Canines video. This is the Proofing Wing Wrap series, and in this episode we're looking at teaching your dog to do a turn away from us on a wing wrap. So what do I mean by that? Okay, I'm coming up to this jump, for instance. The next jump is over that side. For some reason I'm on this side. It could be that the judge has set the course up so that it forces you to be that side, or something has occurred that means I just couldn't get to the other side. I want my dog ideally to turn on that line, so perhaps I want them to go up to that tunnel mouth, and I want them to turn on that line up to the tunnel mouth rather than asking them to come towards me, turn them and send them, which is a longer route, and in this instance is taking a longer turn because doing that I'm asking them to do pretty much 360, whereas if I ask them to turn there it's more of a 180. If my dog learns its turns in context, i.e. I turn right when she's on the right and I turn left when she's on the left of me, so like this would be body context, that means turn left because she's there. Even with your directional cues, your dog is not going to turn away from you. So we have to teach our dog that it's not always about our body. We might have done this turning from a distance, sending them with no body cues, we're doing it on a verbal. We still need to teach them that when my body position changes, you still do that turn away. This can be a sticky point for some dogs. It is a big sticky point for Sparrow. She really struggles with this, and in fact I have to offer her an arm just to help her along. Swift does better on this. So, the way I start training this, you've done all your proofing of your cues. You know your dog, oops, what have I done there? You know your dog is going to send out from here and do a loop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to initially send her around with me stood here. Again, confidence building. We're going to start with a success we know we're going to get. Okay, rap, 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 loop, 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 loop. Good girl, get it. Good girl. This time, we're going to move this way a little bit. So we're slightly the wrong place. Bearing in mind, we're giving her that opportunity to be successful. So we're building on that success. Okay. Rap, 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 rap. Loop, loop. That's because I don't normally stand this side behind a cone. So ready? Rap, 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 rap. Loop, 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 loop. Good girl. She's not used to me staying behind the cone. I'd normally go straight to the other side. Good girl. So we then try, I won't do it with the cone, my love. We then try it with us directly behind them. So now our body's out of context, isn't it? And I'm going to hold her and set her up. So right now, my body's not telling her anything. Okay, ready? Ready, loop, loop, loop. Good girl. But she's still doing that loop cue. Again, we're building up that confidence, that pattern, because we've patterned it. And then I'm going to be on this side. Now, when you're first doing it on this side, I wouldn't add in a wrap. I'd probably just do it from here. Okay, should we try that? Loop, 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 loop. Good girl. But then obviously we're going to build it up and add in a wrap, so there's a bit more momentum. Wrap, 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 wrap. Loop, loop. We do that sometimes. Ready? Wrap, 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 wrap. Loop, 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 loop. So you see, it takes a lot of work. We still get it wrong. What we've done is we've taught our dog that no matter where I am, you still do that loop. We can't at this stage say that dog understands that loop means a left turn, because what we're doing is we're reinforcing success. So we need to do that on that wing. We need to then do our checks or whatever our right turn is on that wing. Then we've got to start saying, right, does our dog actually understand what we're doing, or are they just repeating a successful behaviour? So what then we start doing is we start putting them both in together. So how I do this is I have a close turn which is turned towards me and a turn away from me. We've done loads of loops. Now we're going to see if I ask her to change, will she get it right? Okay, ready, Swift. Rap, 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 rap. Check, 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 check. Good girl. She did. But the odds are, good girl, that the first time your dog does that, they won't get it right, because they'll have patterned that turn. They'll have gone, oh, I get it, I just keep turning away from you. Sparrow is a big patterner. So for her, this would be a real, I pattern that, I'll do that all the time. So you've got to be patient. If your dog gets it wrong, you take a step back, you might even go close again. So say your dog got it wrong, you'd go close, you'd say your check, 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 and you'd reward there. Then we step back and do this. This can take a lot of sessions to perfect. And you will probably find that one side is better than the other. I usually find that check is better for her than loop. But once you're doing this, then you start to throw in all yours. You do 2 checks, you do 1 loop away from you, then we swap sides. Right, let's see what we're doing now, okay? Ready? Rap, 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 rap. Check, 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 check. Good girl. So we've made it harder. I've switched sides. You would obviously be proofing your turns away first in individual sessions like we did with the other cues. Okay. Now let's see if she'll do her loop. Rap, 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 rap. Loop, 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 loop. You are a good girl, you know, good girl. So there you go. We're getting those turns away. She is now understanding that no matter where I am, loop means turn left, check means turn right. This is going to take time and patience. This is the point where many people give up. They say, my dog can't work out directions. It's not your dog can't work out directions. It's just that it takes some dogs a long time to get it right. It's also about consistency. If you make mistakes regularly where you tell your dog to, say I went up to this wing and I cued it as a front cross, but I said loop, technically my dog should do that. But if my dog comes with me, that means my body motion overrode the word. And when we do things like that, we muddy the waters. We make things unclear for the dog. So you've got to bear in mind that it's about us as well as them. If we're not consistent, then they're not going to be able to be consistent. And this is a game that you're going to play throughout your dog's career, and it's something you're just going to have to keep working at. The better and better you get, then the more distance you can put on it, and you don't have to worry. And yes, she is looking really fantastic. Do I expect her to get it right all the time? No. I expect her to be 90%, 95% of the time correct. But I expect there to be occasions when she gets it wrong. Either she mishears me, or something I do overrides the verbal cue, or it's just one of them things. Perhaps I didn't get the cue out in time, or just one thing. So things will happen. Nothing is ever 100% perfect. But you can see now, no matter where I am, hopefully I can turn her where I need to. So if I get in the wrong place or I'm on the wrong side, I've still got that option. I hope you've enjoyed this Everyday Canines video, and if you have, you might like to check out our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to us on there, and you also can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And I hope to see you all again very, very soon.